myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one.
First off, I want to say thank you, Mr. Elias, and thank you, David Rubenstein, for this opportunity. Something just don't feel right, though, folks. Hold on. Well, let's get started with this. Going to be some potential changes here with the Baltimore Orioles after a 77-win season last year, last in the division. Not very good. We made a couple of big signings, big trades in the offseason. Traded away Grayson Rodriguez for Taylor Ward. We signed Pete Alonso to a long-term contract, 5 years, over $100 million. That is going to be our first baseman for the foreseeable future. And they did trade for Shane Baz. Now with Colton Cowser patrolling center field, potentially he might, if he continues the struggles that he did last year, we're going to be looking to call up Enrique Bradford Jr. Let's get this thing started. Let's get the video actually started. Thank you guys for watching. And like I said, we are going to be retooling the Baltimore Orioles. They had a good roster, just not a lot of, stinking contact, everything like that. So we are going to be rebuilding these retooling these Orioles. Certain players that I'm going to look to try and grow. Samuel Basello, we're going to take a quick look at this roster. We got to lock up Gunnar Henderson long term. A power-hitting shortstop who, MVP potential, definitely good. Like we said, we signed Pete Alonso. He is in a 5-year deal. Look at this roster. Trevor Rogers, Shane Baz, Chris Bassett, Zach Eflin, Dean Kramer. The rotation is pretty set outside of a few things. Very happy with the way this team is. And offensively, we should be better than what we were last year. Obviously, adding Pete Alonso, Samuel Basello going to be our DH for the most part. Adley Rutschman, if he can turn the corner and figure out how to hit, that'll definitely hit again, I guess I should say. Jordan Westberg, there is just so many hitting options on this team. Taylor Ward, who might be IRL, Baltimore's best hitter this year. We got Jeremiah Jackson, Blaze Alexander, certain guys that I just really think have a potential, not like superstar potential, but they're going to be good pieces. Ryan Helsley was signed in the offseason, but we also have Felix Bautista, who I am going to try and transition Felix Bautista into that 8th inning guy. Ryan Helsley came over here on a nice contract, so I really think having Ryan Helsley, or Felix Bautista be the 8th inning setup guy. Heston Kjerstad, who was a top pick in the draft. Heston Kjerstad could potentially be moved. I am going to try and move that big contract of Tyler O'Neill. Just not a fan. Also going to try and move Ryan Mountcastle if I can, just because with Pete Alonso on the team, he obviously is, kind of out of a job. I've always liked Mountie, but again, there's just no place for the guy here, man. And I feel bad because I was one of Ryan Mountcastle's biggest supporters here, but I just don't think he's got it. And I'm not really feeling this. I'm feeling the rotation, but we've got to add some people. Zach Eflin, who is currently out for the year. Colby Mayo is probably going to start the year in AAA. We've got some really good young pieces, though. I feel like this team should be contending for a playoff spot, and I don't know, it's just they're not as good. I don't know what's going on with this team. Like, I feel like they should be contending for a playoff spot. Maybe that's me. Maverick Henley, I like his name, I will say that, but he is going to get removed from our 40-man roster. Anybody with like a D potential is going to get removed from the 40-man roster. Well, if they're kind of old and got a D, like 27 years old, you should be hitting your prime at that, and you should not be a D potential. Reed Trimble, 25, and yeah, because we got to make moves for the actual roster for our guys, so who are currently not on the 40-man. So we got to add Zach Eflin to the 40-man. We got to add, well, we're going to move him. We have to add, I don't think there's nobody else here. Felix Batiste is going to get added to the 40-man, and he's going to get moved to the MLB. Welcome back. Ryan Mountcastle, same thing. He's not going to do a lot of good for us if he's down in AA. Colby Mayo's up. We gotta get up Jordan Westberg. Tyler O'Neill. I'm gonna look for a trade partner again. He does. If you looked at his, well, he hardly played last year, but if you look at his average, you look at it, what he did when he did play, he was just abysmal, folks. Like, he was just absolutely terrible. Like, I can't even, I was happy about the signing when they signed him last year, but honestly, he is, I'm going to try and get him his opportunities to use him as trade bait, flip him for something. And we're now adding Jordan Westberg to the 40-man roster, and that should be everything. So what we're going to do is we got to re-sign Gunnar. 2-year, $45 million deal. I feel like that's fair. We'll keep him here for at least the duration of this franchise rebuild. Nobody else I really want to re-sign right now, but we're going to go ahead and we are just going to go ahead and simulate past we're not good. Adley Rutschman injury. All right. He's back. And now we are going to get to, we got to take a look at these player statistics. Who's hitting well, who's not hitting well, everything like that. All right. 3 home runs for Gunnar. Good stuff. Jordan Westberg had 3. Colton Cowser had 3, and he hit 232. I mean, that's not great now. We had 4 people tied for 3 home runs, and the guys that, 2 of the guys I expect, Gunnar Henderson and Pete Alonso. Nice surprise to see Colton Cowser get up there for the team leading home runs. He just needs to figure out how to hit the ball. Now, I have a feeling Blaze Alexander, Colby Mayo are going to be starting the year in AAA. We got to set this trading block. Yeah. Shane Baz is going to stay because we just signed him to a $90 million deal. Unfortunately, Ryan Mountcastle is not going to be part of this team. I'm setting my trading block, setting my Tyler O'Neill. Sorry, bud. I mean, Heston Kjerstad, same with you. There's just no room for you on the major league roster, unfortunately. With Enrique Bradford, Colton Cowser, who I'm not completely sold on Colton Cowser yet. Again, Dylan Beavers, Jeremiah Jackson, these are all the guys that have really shown up this year. Tyler Wells might be trade bait. So we got Mountcastle, O'Neill, and Kjerstad. Gunnar Henderson going to be untouchable. Obviously, Pete Alonso. Adley's untouchable right now. Jordan Westberg. And Pete Alonso. Because again, we just signed him to a long-term deal, so it really does matter that we keep him here. We want to try and win a World Series with him. Obviously, now look at our trade block. Jackson Holiday on that. Trade targets. Now, there's a couple people that I'm really interested in. And obviously, I don't want to... it's really rare that they do a trade in division, but Ryan Peapot, would really love to get him. He's 28, 76 overall, but that B potential is really nice to me. No, I don't want Parker Messick. Ooh, no. Casey Mize, former number 1 overall pick, would be kind of nice, but Cole Ragans ain't going to get traded. Chris Bubick. Trying to see if there's anybody else that I could really maybe sink my teeth into. And this is just not a guarantee, but it's really going to help with the team going forward. Brian, okay. There's not a lot of... Luis Castillo we ain't going to get. Mackenzie Gore. Now, the Texans just traded for him in the offseason. Very young, I'm very interested in keeping him or bringing him onto the roster. I think in an older, like last year's franchise I did end up bringing him in. But let's take a look at these lineups and maybe make some adjustments as we need to. Tyler O'Neill's going to be playing right field for the time being. Jeremiah Jackson DHing. No, he's not. Samuel Basello, who the Orioles gave a big contract when they first called him up at the end of last year. I mean, big contract for a guy who's never played, a game of Major League Baseball. But they were trying to go the Ronald Acuna Jr. thing, the way it is. Taylor Ward. I don't like Taylor Ward in the 4-hole. So what I am going to do, I am going to move Jordan Adley, Samuel Basello hitting 5th. We got some really interesting stuff. So Pete Alonso going to hit cleanup. We're going to move Taylor Ward to the 2nd because, again, he's a good hitter. Oop, I don't care about that either. And then here we go. Gunnar Henderson should not be leading off in a baseball game at all. Like, power. That is what he has. You want to put him in position to drive the baseball, drive in runs, everything like that. So my thought process is Taylor Ward is going to be leading off against the left-handers. Okay, Ryan Mountcastle playing first. Not bad. Jeremiah Jackson playing 2nd. Colton Cowser hitting 9th. And that's mainly because Leody Taveras, I'm not... He's a good backup for us. But I don't know if he can be an everyday type guy. But Gunnar Henderson should never lead off an MLB lineup. Pete Alonso going to be playing first. Ryan Mountcastle is going to be playing DH. And that's what I'm fine with. But... guys, that is going to be the end of the episode. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you want to, check out some other stuff that I am doing, I'm going to leave all the series that I'm running surrounded around me. Guys, be sure to check out the channel sponsor, Dubby Energy. I left it linked in the video description below. Use the code BeerGut at checkout. Save yourself a discount of 10% on your order. Be sure to check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/BeerGutPlays. We got another MLB franchise that we're doing over there, the Philadelphia Phillies. Born in Philly, lived in Baltimore for the past 15 or 20 years or so definitely recommend you guys checking out. We're also going to be doing WWE content over there. Guys, I got to get the hell up on out of here. I hope y'all have a great day, a great evening, whenever you're watching this, and peace out, my friends.